political and economic system of Russia changed drastically twice in the last 100 years. For sure it's going to change again. Some people think change is bad. I think it's an opportunity. It opens up the possibilities for innovation in many fronts. And so I'm actually interested in the phenomenon of change. I will pick two forces because I know they're going to be very important. I'm going to talk a little bit about global oil production, energy limits, and also the global climate change. Most of the global energy system is using fossil fuels, coal, gas, and oil, almost 90%. Nuclear is 5%, and then so-called renewables, solar energy, mainly, just 1.32%. Every year since 1984, the amount of oil which has been consumed around the globe has been greater than the amount of oil which has been discovered. This is global oil production from 1995 up until 2009, and there was growth in the earlier period. Now the growth is almost finished. And if we look ahead, then you conclude that over the next 20 years, oil production will decline, go down almost by half. The key thing is not to try to make a prediction, but to be prepared for a variety of different outcomes. The global climate is also changing. We are in a period of rapid change. And I predict we'll see three phases. First phase, people say there is no climate change. Second phase, they say, well, okay, there is climate change, but it isn't caused by humans. That's now starts to be the phase for Russia. The third phase will be, well, there is climate change, and it is caused by humans, but it's too late to do anything about it. That's the phase where we are now in the United States. Since the 1970s, each subsequent decade, each additional 10 years, has gotten hotter around the globe. We used to think that climate change might stimulate agriculture because the increasing CO2 would let the crops grow better. But we now have better information and see that a more important factor is temperature. High temperatures reduce plant growth. Climate change will alter precipitation patterns. On average, precipitation will go up, but in some regions it will go up a lot, and in other regions down very much. And in almost all regions there will be much more oscillation, floods, and droughts. And economic growth comes through the accumulation of capital, by building up capital in industry, in transport, in the residential and commercial sectors. We're coming into a period where we have to spend more and more capital to get energy, to produce food, to cope with water shortages, and so forth. The example is that we start to suck, to take a lot of the capital into these sectors, and not enough is left down here, and growth becomes much more difficult. In our model, when the peak comes and the decline starts, it's because the capital is being pulled off into other sectors. You can't actually insulate Russia from climate change, but you can prepare Russia and the Russian economic and social system to deal with the unexpected shocks which are going to come because climate change is happening around the world. One more quick exercise. Then the conditions change, and we keep the old habits, and then it doesn't work anymore. So to be successful, you need to learn how to, first of all, understand when the habit isn't appropriate anymore, and then how to change. I'm going to give you some practice. Cross your arms. Look down and see which wrist is on top. Drop your hands. Good. Now, cross your arms. And look down and see which wrist is on top. Everyone who had the same wrist up both times Raise your hand. Me too. So almost everybody. I guess it means there's some optimum technique. Sometimes your habits have to change. So let's see how you do that. Cross your arms the other way. So to be successful, you need to learn how to, first of all, understand when the habit isn't appropriate anymore, and then how to change. First, it is possible to do it in a different way. Second, however, you have to think about it, and probably you will make mistakes at first. And third, it's not so comfortable. It isn't so pleasant to think about these problems. But if you do it for a while, then it becomes second nature. Thank you.